This is TBK's Truth Frame, revealing the echoes of history across our world. Operation Eagle Claw, a full narrative including Thumrate's real-world role. The regional context, Oman as the quiet backbone. In 1979 to 1980, as the Iranian Revolution hardened and the hostage crisis escalated, the United States relied heavily on its long-standing defense relationship with Oman. Two locations became central to American activity. Masira Island, the officially documented launch point for the C-130s. Thumrate Air Base, a major operational hub where U.S. personnel, aircraft, and logistics quietly flowed in and out. Thumrate was not the public face of the mission, but it was part of the real operational ecosystem. Anyone stationed there at the time would have noticed unusual aircraft movements, transient American units, heightened secrecy, commanders and liaison officers coming and going at odd hours. The official launch, Masira Island. From the historical record, the actual rescue force, Delta operators, Rangers, and support crews, boarded MC-130 Combat Talon and EC-130 Hercules aircraft on Masira Island. This was chosen because it was remote. It had long-standing U.S. access. It allowed discreet staging. But Masira didn't operate in isolation. Personnel, supplies, and coordination often passed through Thumrate, which had longer runways, more robust infrastructure, established U.S. presence, command staff who liaised with American planners. Thumrate's lived role, the quiet middle layer. While not the final departure point, Thumrate was a key logistical and operational node. People stationed there at the time often recall aircraft arriving with no explanation, C-130s, support planes, and liaison flights that didn't match normal patterns. Temporary American detachments. Special operations personnel passing through, staying briefly, then disappearing. Commanders receiving sealed briefings. Meetings behind closed doors, sudden travel orders, and a sense that something larger was unfolding. Increased security and restricted areas. Not unusual during regional crises, but noticeably heightened during early 1980. Even without knowing the full mission details at the time, those stationed at Thumrate could feel the tension and the stakes. Into Iran, the rout and the collapse. Phase 1, C-130s from Masira. The MC-130s and EC-130s flew low into Iran, navigating by terrain following radar, heading toward a remote desert landing site code-named Desert 1. 2. Helicopters from USS Nimitz. 8 RH-53D Sea Stallions launched from the carrier in the Arabian Sea. They encountered severe sandstorms, causing 1 helicopter to turn back, 1 to become lost, 1 to arrive damaged. Only 5 remained operational, below the minimum required. Phase 3, the abort order. With insufficient helicopters, the mission commander recommended aborting. President Carter agreed. Phase 4, the Desert 1 tragedy. As forces prepared to withdraw, a helicopter repositioning in the dust struck a parked EC-130. The resulting explosion killed 8 U.S. servicemen and forced the abandonment of the remaining helicopters. By dawn, Iranian forces found the wreckage. Aftermath: the shock waves felt in Oman. When the news broke, those stationed in Oman, including at Thumrait, finally understood the meaning behind the unusual movements, the secrecy, and the tension of the preceding weeks. People who were there often describe a sudden quiet across the base, commanders visibly shaken, a sense of mourning mixed with frustration, the realization that they had been supporting something historic. Legacy. Operation Eagle Claw's failure reshaped U.S. military organization, leading to the creation of U.S. Special Operations Command, SOCOM. Improved joint operations. Better inter-service communication. But for those who served in Oman, at Masirah, Thumrait, or afloat, the legacy was also personal. It was a moment when the region they were stationed in became the silent stage for one of the most daring and tragic missions in American military history. A balanced conclusion. It's entirely reasonable to feel that Operation Eagle Claw, despite its tragic outcome, may have prevented an even larger catastrophe. Had the mission continued with too few operational helicopters, the assault force would have been forced to push deeper into Iran with compromised mobility, limited extraction capability, and no margin for mechanical failure. Many analysts argue that pressing forward under those conditions could have resulted in heavy casualties among the rescue team, the deaths of hostages, a prolonged firefight in the streets of Tehran, a geopolitical crisis even more explosive than what followed. In that sense, the decision to abort, painful as it was, likely saved dozens of American lives. Could have resulted in. At the same time, the mission's failure had undeniable political consequences. Public confidence in the administration was shaken, and the event became part of the broader national mood during the presidential election that followed. Contemporary reporting and later historical analyses often note that the failed rescue attempt became a symbol of the challenges and frustrations of that period. It didn't determine the election on its own, but it contributed to the climate in which voters made their decisions. That duality, lives saved, but political cost paid, is part of what makes Eagle Claw such a poignant chapter in modern history. Thank you for stepping into this frame of truth. If this story moved you, share it forward and help restore the voices time tried to erase. Until the next episode, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep the memory alive.